Hey vinyl community, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna highlight another vinyl record, and this time I'm gonna talk a little bit about Elvis Way Down in the Jungle Room. Well, a lot has already been said about this record. I have read some reviews, I have seen some of the videos covering this one, and so I was just thinking to give my take on this. First, let's talk about the package itself. I think it's really cool. Of course, there are some cons and there are some pros, but overall, look at this. It's pretty neat. Look at the cover. I mean, that's stunning, right? It's very effective. It's an inside look at the jungle room, and you can see that guitar standing over there. Really nicely done. They're using the original Elvis logo. Very effective. Take a look at the rear side, the flip side, and yet some other pictures from the jungle room, and then the track listing. But the way they present it is really cool. It's a gatefold, of course, on the inside. Another look inside the jungle room, and you can see that some of the releases that came off the jungle room sessions. So this is really well done, in my opinion. Now, it's a double record. If we take a look at the vinyl itself, everybody wants to see that. It's just a white sleeve, nothing special there. It's 140 grams vinyl, so it's not as heavy as the 180 grams, which seems to be a very regular thing these days. But I kind of like it. Also, the original orange label coupled with the Legacy logo also there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. All right, which is the sub-label from Sony, releasing all those legendary classic records. Now, also with this is a inner insert. It's just a single page with two pictures, and then on the flip side, some of the background information and then about the Jungle Room sessions. Okay, which are legendary in their own way, because the Jungle Room sessions were actually the last time Elvis recorded studio material. And everybody knows that Elvis, it was very hard to get him inside the studio, so they brought the studio into his home, and they chose the Jungle Room to start recording those songs. Some of the legendary songs like Moody Blue and Hurt came off that session. Also, a couple of weeks before the vinyl version was released, they released a CD version also, which is also a double disc, but the CD version on disc 1 contains all the masters. So those are all the masters, and sound-wise they are exactly the same as the complete masters that came out a few years ago, or even from the complete record or album collection that came out recently. So those are just those same mixes, nothing new there. You already probably have it. But the disc 2, that's what contains the outtakes, and that's the same track listing that makes up the vinyl record. The CD, though, when you open it up, that has a booklet inside, which has exactly the same liner notes as on the flip side of that insert, but presented it in a book form actually makes this a little bit more fun, because there are a lot of additional photographs also. So now we can argue about the fact, should they include this booklet with the record? I would say yes, they should have, because the last couple of Legacy editions on vinyl they released, those were like Aloha from Hawaii and the Memphis recordings, and also That's the Way It Is. Those were four record discs in trifold sleeves with those same booklets inside on the 12-inch format. So actually that's pretty cool. So they should have done that also. They didn't with this one. I don't know why. It's a pity, but let's not talk about that too much. It is the way it is, okay? But other than that, the release is beautiful. Now, let us talk a little bit about the sound, because the masters on disc 1 of the CD, those are just, those are really good. I mean, I think those are the best sounding Elvis recordings there are. But if we take a look at, because that's the thing, about the Way Down in Jungle Room, it's all about the second disc, or in this case, the record. It's engineered at the legendary Sam Phillips recording service in Memphis, Tennessee, and they were all newly mixed. And they really, made it a big deal in advertising. New mixes of these songs sound incredible, engineered in the Sam Phillips studios. So, and when I put that CD, because I'm talking a little bit about the sound, I'm gonna refer to the CDs because I used the CD to listen to. The first thing that came to me was, it felt like there was a lot of echo or a lot of reverb in the instruments, making it appearing that everything was recorded in a hall. But we know that it's been recorded in the Jungle Room, so the sound should be drier than the reverb and the echo in those instruments. That was the first thing I noticed. So I went was this also apparent on the Jungle Room sessions? So I took the CD of the Jungle Room sessions to compare the sound of the Way Down CD with, and the first thing I noticed was the echo and the reverb was not there on the Jungle Room session CD. The sound on this one is way drier, and in my opinion, more representing the place where it's recorded, in a room, not in a hall. So if I would say, sound-wise, which one is better, I would prefer the Jungle Room sessions. I think the sound quality of this one is great and is absolutely better than the outtakes on the Way Down CD. Also, one of the things some of the audiophile people among you was complaining about is the appearance of hiss on the outtakes. Now, I do listen a lot to records, and there is also always some surface noise, but I compared the CDs together, and indeed there is a hiss on the outtakes here. And then they say, it's to be able to represent those sessions as closely as possible. We couldn't get the hiss out, but that's actually bullshit, because on the Jungle Room sessions there is no hiss. It's way better sound-wise than this one. So if I would prefer, if I would have to prefer one over the other, then I would prefer the Jungle Room sessions anytime above this one. But of course, not everybody is able to get the Jungle Room sessions. Especially, I've taken it here just as to compare it. I also have the LP version. That's really hard to get at this point. So if you are not able to get that, then the Way Down absolutely is a great purchase. Because still, also, this one is better. It's a fantastic product, and it still sounds good enough to be able to enjoy this. So all in all, the product is cool. The sound it's okay. It's not the best, but again, if you're not able to get the Jungle Room sessions, then this is a great alternative. All in all, I would give this a 7 out of 10, and yes, so that's it. So if you was thinking about purchasing this record, yes or no, I hope my video helps you a little bit in your decision to do so or not to do so. It's up to you. Anyway, this is Elvis, Way Down in the Jungle Room.